You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
All right. We might keep this episode just for time's sake. We literally were just arguing, and I hit record stop on the thing. And Liz is still holding the microphone, yelling at me. I'm like, Liz, that was not in the phone. She goes, yes, it was. She's yelling with the microphone for emphasis added. I'm like, Liz, we're not even recording anymore. She goes, yes, we did. Do you really think so?
Yeah.
Liz, that was legit 8 months ago.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We went to a movie, though, recently.
You guys got a Bobcat fan? Shout out to Bobcat.
What movie did we see on your birthday? Men in Black or something?
Men in Black. No. Same characters almost. It was Will Smith, but Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys. Bad Boys 4.
Same thing.
So that was actually a pretty decent popcorn flick.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm Will Smith and you're Martin Lawrence, like for sure. If you guys have never seen the Bad Boys movies, 1,000% Liz is Martin Lawrence's character, and I'm 100% Will Smith.
This is not true.
Dude, you're like, in the last movie, he's like grabbing the Skittles at the party store. He's like, sir, please, no. My friend's going to be mad at me.
This is true.
And like, dude, if you've not seen that movie, it's worth $7 matinee, okay? It was
Rain Day, go.
Yeah, oh my gosh. There's the first movie I think we've seen.
Since Maverick.
Since Maverick, which was what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? We get one a year. One movie a year. Better be good, because you ain't going back for 12 months. Any which way. At any rate, is what somebody said. Any which way is not really a thing, Brian. It's at any rate. That's what I think you're trying to say. I got that YouTube comment once. Everybody just corrects everything you do. God bless. Love everybody. Thanks for the feedback. Trying to be a better human being. Maybe I'll be a presidential nominee with my perfectness in the next 5 years. Thanks to the criticism of everybody on the world. Hey, you try doing this. You know what I mean? Like I'm a professional.
We were leaving our lighting appointment, and the lady in there figured out that we did need some stuff with YouTube and social media. And so she was like, so are people really mean to you on your comments?
So define mean. So like good feedback, criticism, I can take all day. I love learning how to get better. But I said, man, the internet can be a double-edged sword. Nobody listening in here is the peanut gallery. It's the haters that, think I'm one person, have never listened or heard or seen or been to an ounce of anything we put together, and think we're totally something else from the outside looking in because you glimpse at 30 seconds of a piece of content I put out. Like, oh, that guy's all about the money. That guy's doesn't have a real business. I'm like, right. I have $250,000 of payroll I'm just making up to expense, You're totally right, bro. And by the way, my company doesn't know a week what you do in a month, but you're right. Look at that kind of stuff. And I'm like, and again, I'm not here to compare, but I'm just like, you're right, dude. You're right. So yeah, it's a fun place. Criticism is an interesting thing. You still get it no matter what you do. Even if, I heard somebody say if Jesus himself was on the street corner handing out gold bars, somebody would still say that's a scam. Probably. And it's like, Jesus, oh, geez, man, you're right. But at any rate, what do you want to talk about in today's podcast episode? It's a road show.
I don't have any brain cells left. Let's talk about your driving. Why don't you leave in a following distance?
The average rule of thumb for driving is one car length. It's one car length first. No, Liz, I get to talk, then you get to talk.
Oh my God.
Brad and Tammy talked about that. I talk, you talk, I talk, you listen.
Here's my MG midget.
Listen, it's one car following length for 10 miles per hour. So if we're going 39 miles an hour, it's 3.9 car lengths. Right, that's 4 car lengths.
So
this is 9 car lengths.
Half of a car length.
Liz, you would have me go 55 miles.
There's not 9 car lengths in front of us. Red light.
You would have me go 50 miles an hour on a damn 75 mile an hour highway. You'd have also me going 84 in a 35 because we're late. So I'll never win. I can't win. I've learned that I can't win. I've made peace that I can't win. This is a topic for Brandon Tammy to talk about. Liz, your thoughts?
I think you need to go back to driving school.
Liz, one of us has sped into a pylon at the gas station.
Brian Jeffrey.
One of us has slid into a pylon at a gas station.
You guys know that Brian's middle name is Jeffrey.
Okay, Ellen. What are you, 75 years old? That's 84 years. Yeah, it's her name, but it's also your name. So
All right,
own
Jeffrey
it.
The giraffe.
Jeffrey Feiger, Jeffrey Scott, Jeffrey, a lot of famous Jeffreys. Jeffrey the Giraffe. Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres.
This podcast is
Ellen
of
DeGeneres.
no value to anyone.
It's a no value roadshow. Taking a page right out of Hardscape Academy. Hardscape Academy. Jesus, shots fired. Not Hardscape Academy. What's the other guys? How to Hardscape. That's what it is. The How to Hardscape guy. Okay, I'm kidding. The How to Hardscape podcast. He doesn't listen to my show anyway. Which I don't care if anybody does or doesn't. Jeremiah is always like, Caleb doesn't listen to his show either. Caleb doesn't listen to his show. Caleb's more like a hardcore history guy. So he's like, I call him Mr. George Washington in our text message. I'm like, hey, don't forget a dissertation on Independence Day. Literally the next day, 38-minute podcast about the founding fathers and the founding documentation and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He read through every Bill of Rights. It was actually really good. It was a really good show.
That's good.
That's what I said. Like, his is about, so he is a total value add podcast, not a no value add podcast. And the How to Hardscape podcast, can't say I'm a listener to any of that because you can't go on the record saying that you are. So I have no idea if it's good or bad. You have to.
I literally have no idea.
That's a shout out if it's not a shout out. And then Jeremiah's got a great podcast. Maybe we should just talk about all the people that got a great podcast. Jeremiah,
Not us.
Paul. Hey, people are still listening though. We're doing pretty good.
Know.
Yeah. There's a coming around the corner.
Seriously,
Well, listen,
bad.
there's a coming around the corner a new podcast that's getting launched by yours truly and maybe my brother next week. More details to follow. That'd be a really cool announcement.
That is really cool. They recorded their first episode.
Hey!
What?
It's a tease. Do you know what a tease is?
No.
Jeez, oh, Pete, blow the load. Like, you're supposed to tease a little foreplay, okay? Like, you gotta let these folks know what's coming, okay? You can't just tell them. If not, you take away a whole nother show for next
Nobody's
week.
listening.
Are we still recording? Hello? You guys still out there?
Anyways, let's talk about something going on. Like, good.
Something good going on?
Something valuable.
Well, the house is wrapping up. We talked about the
that.
barn.
That.
Talking about buying new trucks for next year. I know you love that. Spending more money, investing more money. That's always, oh, look at your.
I don't mind buying new trucks if they move.
All of our trucks have been moving.
Yes, but it's just a scary thing to purchase something and not have the work lined up.
Yeah, well, how are you going to get the work lined up if you don't have the equipment?
I know, it's a chicken and the egg. I know.
There is no answer to that, by the way. People always ask, what do you buy trucks and then get employees get trucks, or get work, then get employees, get trucks?
Yes.
Dude, yes, you grow. Nothing is ever perfect in business. Maybe that's we've been talking a lot about that lately. There's never a perfect.
There's never a perfect anything in life. Like, we realize it with kids, we realize it with building the house, we realize it with business. You just figure it out.
And there's no perfect business. Because, like, okay, Hidden Creek looks great. I'm sure they've got their own problems. So-and-so looks great. I'm sure they got their own problems.
Yeah, I think you have a really great perspective because you get to go and visit all of these businesses. Not everybody, it's so hard when you're just in your life. Like, you get to go and peel back the layers of other people's businesses and their shops during these shop tours and stuff. So,
and to be fair, like, a lot of those guys, they do have great businesses. Yeah. But
even the great businesses still have faults.
Of course, and they still have Achilles heels. They still have stuff that they struggle with. There's still things. And now, granted, people are like, well, you only review good things on YouTube, Brian. Well, yeah, because they're good brands. And if they're going to, like, send us something or send a check, hello, like, that's an easy one. What am I going to review? Something that sucks? I don't really do that. I'm not going to put people down. If something sucks, somebody else has already made a video on that because they're all about getting the clicks and views and the clickbait. So why do I even bother? Shout out to 2 Ferris X1s that are mowing. Actually, maybe 2 Ferris X2s because they had the over. I don't think that's on the F1. 2 Ferris X2 stand-downs. That was pretty cool. Shout out to Ferris. But, yeah, so, like, when it comes to those companies, they probably are all really good because they do have the infrastructure, the manpower. They're all doing 5, 10, 20 million. There's somebody that, like, can pay attention to almost everything to make sure it's optimized. Versus, like, at my level, I'm wearing 8 hats, you're wearing 4 hats, this guy's wearing 3 hats, Rob's wearing 2 hats, my crew all wearing 2.5 hats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Versus at a 100-person company doing 10 million, you got dedicated people that do this stuff. You have a bookkeeper, you have a controller, you have an ops manager, you have a hiring guy, you have an onboarding specialist, you know what I mean? You've got your 2 people that are in charge of all of scheduling and LMN or whatever their CRM is. And here you're like, it's wet paint. This is a whole. We've been talking a lot about this. This could actually be a fun few-minute rant. But like, I just had a great call with Rob. Real time, we're getting the hurricane rains that are coming up from Texas. Shout out to Texas. Hope everybody's okay and doing well. And I guess there's a huge hurricane. Frankly, I haven't been on social or the internet or news the last like 10 days. We've been Listen, literally...
Isn't it super early this year? It's kind of early.
Dude, I have no idea, good, bad, or ugly, to be honest with you. But, like, I literally have zero
like
context of anything going on right now. It's been that busy in life. I'm just trying to one foot in front of the other.
My mom comes over and like she will come over in the mornings to help with the kids sometimes.
Did you hear about this?
Stuff done. And she's like, "Did you hear about this? Did you hear about?" I literally have no idea. I don't want to know unless it's happening in my backyard. It's not that I don't care. It's I don't have any more room in my brain. I literally do not have capacity to worry about another single thing.
Yeah, and the once in a while, like, you get a criticism or a hater or somebody creating drama in, like, the broader lawn care industry. I'm like, dude, you really think I care? Do you literally know how busy my life is? I squeeze everything I can out from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. almost every day. Like, literally, I don't care. I don't have any ounce of bandwidth. I go, oh, that's nice, cool, thanks for the free shout-out. Love you, bye. Love on you, bye. Like, I just don't even care. And, like, right now, we're just at capacity. We have a full life. It's not like we're drowning or overcommitted. It's just like, dude, we like to fill up everything that we're doing. We're trying to win. We're trying to grow. But I will say right now, it's a lot because we're all wearing a lot of hats. And do you have something to add? We're going to take a breath. Do you want to say something? Because I was going to talk about that story with Rob just now on the phone call. Well, like, this is a prime example. People always talk about, lawnmowers and equipment and this and growth is fun and sexy and cool. But I'm like, dude, it's actually really challenging and messy.
Messy. Like, I want all the puzzle pieces and things to move and operate like just a certain way and like.
And here's the best analogy. Remember those stupid squares? It's like you got 10 squares or 9 squares. You got a letter or a number that you're trying, or like a photo. No. Remember those like squares? It's like a Rubik's Cube, but it's like a flat puzzle. And you get like, you move one square and you got to like move another square. And you're trying to get like it's a picture of a balloon, but like the baskets in the top right corner, you got to move up all those.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know what those are called. Like, it's not Sudoku, like those numbers.
Those are so frustrating.
But that's it. Like, if you move one square, you have to get like the basket to the bottom middle.
We have to mess up everything in its path.
But you have to mess up everything there. And if you mess up there and then you like get all the way done and you go, oh crap, the flame thing is in the top left corner. I need to get that to the middle, but I got to go and move 30 freaking moves. Like, that's the only way I can come up with like an analogy that makes sense. Like, you move one thing and you mess up 5 things. And I think that's just what the small, medium business of life in America is. And really, like, I'll give you guys an example. Real time, we're shooting this podcast roadshow on these little microphones here, coming back from a lighting selection, which we gotta go back because go figure we didn't finish. So
it's so far away.
Yeah, it was on the other end of the world for us with kids and naps and life. So Rob basically called me and said, "Hey, the hurricane rains are coming up tomorrow. We're gonna lose Wednesday, maybe Thursday, a little bit on Thursday. Two of the guys are leaving town Friday for some personal stuff, which is fine. Normally we work 4/10s. The guys know, like, it's an interesting, awkward balance with pulling extra work on Friday. I have to let them know after June, I should say, Fridays are optional. Like, if you want hours, call me. I can get some extra work, prune, do some office stuff, or clean up or sharpen blades. But usually Fridays are off. So if we get screwed on a rain day and I need to pull people Friday in June, July, the business comes first. The guys know. Other than if you're leaving for a cruise, dude, sorry, you're going to have to leave for your camping trip a couple hours late. Or everybody's working until 7, 8 p.m. on Thursday, in an example. And that's always been
It's interesting because it makes us kind of not the bad guys. It's like you're letting we think of our crews as their own team.
Yeah.
And like, if your teammates are all okay working a 12-hour day today or whatever, then sure. If they're not, then, or like if you call in for some BS excuse, you're letting your team down. You're not letting me down. The work still has to get done.
You guys are responsible for the work.
I don't really care how it gets done. You guys are going to figure it out, and it's your teammates that you're letting down.
Yeah, we've always put that into the culture. Like, I'm in the office selling work, doing social, growing 2 businesses. I'll give you guys the tools, the equipment, the resources. You're all entrepreneurs. And they do get that. The guys phenomenally get it. They love it. I've told them.
They are so sold out to each other. We have a really good thing going on with them. And of course, like, I even was joking with Rob on the phone just now that I'll get out and go with you on Friday if it really comes to that.
Yeah, I can get my half day on Friday. It's not a big deal. But they really understood, like, the accountability. And we've got a great culture of that right now. And I'm really proud of that. Well, like, for example, though, like, you still have to, you can't have a punt fake as well, though, because the company today is not the company tomorrow. And we did stuff previously isn't necessarily how we're doing it today or tomorrow. I'll give you guys 2 quick examples, right? This is just, I don't know, the candid truth, like talking about the company. Like, we don't have it all figured out. We're learning every day, and you don't want to step on a landmine either. And so, for example, Wednesday, like, we're going to have flooding rains, 2, 3, 4 inches of water, who knows what. A pterodactyl just hit our windshield. Was that a fly or a butterfly? Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I heard it.
I don't think either that was a baby bird or the biggest moth or butterfly I've ever seen. Like, it made an audible sound. God, squirrel. So Wednesday, it's raining all day. I have about 3 hours, 2-3 hours worth of work at the shop. In terms of, I want the blades changed, all the lawnmower blades sharpened, decks scraped out, mowers washed, trailers cleaned out, trucks cleaned out. This is kind of an irrelevant, just a personal example, like story of, it doesn't relate, but it does relate. In my house, sometimes the house build takes labor to move stuff, throw stuff out. It's a construction site. And our company that we hired, the GC, Miller Building Company, like, they have labor that they can...
Just general labor. And so we pay hourly for those guys to come in. But if they're paying, what we do a lot of the times to keep guys moving is, if we're already paying them an hourly and they want to keep their hours, then they can come help out at the construction site.
Totally. So, like, let's say there's on 36 hours worth of work in a week, or 40 hours worth of week, and then we pay them for 40. Generally speaking, we'll round up. They can go. They're all salaried anyway. So, like, I'm not trying to get 40 out of 40. You know what I'm saying? 36, 38, that's 40. We round up. If the work gets done, the revenue's there. Go home early. I don't care if you finish up 5:30 route. At 4:30, ask me, please, if there's anything you can do for a half hour, or take some, initiative, change a blade, clean something up. The guys normally do. Yeah. They're really, really good about that. But, there's some days where we get a rain day, and they're like, hey, like, day off. Well, in the past, yes. Today, not so much. We have a barn. We can work on stuff, fix stuff, clean stuff.
Honey-do list, and it's constantly getting filled up with, change the flute. Like, there's just, you guys know, like, the maintenance and stuff that has to get done. And usually it gets in where it fits in, but, like, a rain day, like, let's go through and do our honey-do list.
Yes. And one of the honey-do lists, which is just, I guess, more unique to us, is the house build. Because Mike, in his company is like, hey, we can get these guys, of course, it's $20-$30, and it's just general help. It's throwing out stuff, relocating trim from the upstairs to the downstairs, moving in drywall, who knows, whatever. It's just labor, folks. I mean, that's a third of half of your house budget is just labor, for crying out loud. And I'm like,
dude, I got building anything. They're literally just moving.
Just moving stuff, moving cabinets. Anybody who's done this knows it just takes labor. Pick up trash, for crying out loud, or clean up the upside from scraps. Like, we keep a tidy construction site, but still. So anyway, we got labor. I was like, hey, I'm not paying $30, $40, $50 an hour with overhead on your labor. I got my own labor that I'm already paying, and I can top up my guys 2, 5, 10 hours here and there.
Honestly, we'd rather give our guys the extra
hours, and I would like to get topped out 40 hours out of them. So sometimes we have them do little stupid stuff like that 2-3 times in the build process. Nothing crazy, but so they're gonna do some reorganization of some wood and trim and the garage, and clean up, tidy up, and get it ready for the painters and the mud guys, the drywall guys. Okay, so, like, just as a practical example, if I've got 2-3 hours of sharpening blades, 2-3 hours of cleaning out mowers and changing oars, putting a new Ballard shoe blocker on, moving the trim in the garage, all this mess, I'm thinking, hey, like, Wednesday, if it's a rain day, you guys can do that from 9 to noon. Nobody has to wake up early, sleep in until 7, 8 o'clock. I don't care. Come over by 9. We'll get some donuts, some bagels, have a casual morning, 9 to noon. You guys can dip out at noon. No big deal. Well, like, today, the guys were like, hey, what if we mowed till rain, 5:36, and then we all just came over for an hour and a half after and tidied everything up and, realistically worked till 7, 8 o'clock. And I'm like, no, it's more than that. It's going to be like, a couple hours, all this stuff. I just don't want to add that to your guys' plate. I would never ask our guys to, unless it's like a makeup day again when we're trying to get lawns cut. I'm not going to have you like mow a whole day and then do a la carte stuff.
All these extras until like 9 p.m.
Yes.
Like, I never expect that.
No. Like, that's not fair. So, like, and a lot of stuff isn't fair, and fairness is a whole other debate. But, like, so I called Rob and we were talking, and we had a different question. I said, hey, I didn't want to be a jerk, but, like, I really would rather just have you guys come over tomorrow. And Rob goes, well, so-and-so had a baby. I like to go see them. Newborn baby. I'm first-time uncle. The guys actually don't mind working until 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight if we don't have to come in tomorrow. They're like, no. We know we're going to mow till 5:36 till it rains because the hurricane rains are coming up. We another thing is I need two of my 4 guys, like I was talking about, need Friday off. So I didn't want Rob and whoever's left and or me to get pinched on Friday,
Right.
mowing a day and a half route on a one and a half day route on a 1 day schedule. So I was like, no, this is getting mucky. Well, in the past, right? Imagine this. In the past, if we had a rain day, people would just have the whole day off.
Right. Yeah. And like we're doing a lot of expectation, like adjustments, I guess, you know, with Rob, who's been around since it was just you and Rob.
Yeah, 6 years now, 7 years.
And so managing expectations going forward of like, you know, tomorrow, okay, if the team is on board and you guys want the full day off tomorrow and you have an understanding, yes, you're working until rain, not that we're working until 5 and then we're done, whether it's raining or not, we're going to come do all this extra work. It's working until rain, and then there's a couple hours worth of work after that we would be doing otherwise tomorrow, but under this like special circumstances,
Sure.
it's fine.
But like you just said, in the past, a rain day, have off. One of us go sharpen blades, it takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Today, it's almost like hey, here's what we need to work towards, but here's what we can do. And this might be circumstantial, of course, on how are we doing on maintenance? Well, if you haven't had maintenance for a month, there's a lot to do, like Liz said. If you have been, hey, last week there's a rain day and next week there's a rain day, well, there might not be anything more to carry over week over week.
Well, it's all the little things that, like, and you see this in your own houses, too. I'm sure in seasons there's different things to do. So even if there's not oil to change or blades to change, there's always something to do that you can wipe down the inside of the trailer. I'm sure it's filthy. Clean, sweep out stuff, open up the cabinets, dust them out. There's always something that needs done.
Right.
It's just whether or not you can get to it or not. It's always the things that fall to the end of the list that are now not getting done. And the more equipment we get, the more trailers that we have, like, the more there's going to be.
Which leads to point number 3, right? So how it always was done, what we're doing today, and then imagine in the future. And I just
You took a few minutes with Rob, and it wasn't awkward or anything, but Brian's very good at explaining where we're going. Brian, we call it, he's good at spinning the dream, and the guys are really excited about where we're taking the company, so that they're kind of buying into this too. So the conversation with Rob was, yes, this is okay now. In the future, let me explain to you why this can't happen.
Attention lawn care pros. You're invited to the biggest event of the year, Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2024. November 2nd in Novi, Michigan. Whether you're just starting or scaling up, this is the place to be. Join us for an action-packed day with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing, and more. We've lined up an incredible roster of speakers to help you elevate your business, including Sam Rankin,
Pat Murray,
Ken Deemer,
Brian Fullerton,
Sam Gimbel,
Mark Bradley,
and Jeff Joyner. You'll network with like-minded pros, enjoy exciting giveaways, and get ready to take your business to new heights. Don't miss our Friday night mixer for some fun and camaraderie before we get down to business. And of course, that's not all. Extend your learning with our exclusive Sunday masterclass sessions on November 3rd. Limited to just 20 seats each, these in-depth 3-hour sessions feature Jeff Joyner,
Mark Bradley,
and Sam Gimbel. This is your chance to get personalized insights and strategies from the best in the business. Details on attending the masterclass sessions are available at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com. There is an additional charge for these classes, and they will sell out fast. Tickets for the main event on Saturday are $249 until September 17th, then $297. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com to grab yours now and look into securing your spot for the masterclass sessions on Sunday. I'm telling you, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to level up and connect with industry leaders. See you in Novi this November. There's a special link in the show description.
Thank you to our sponsors, Exmark, Boss, Short Track, and LMN.
Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2024.
I said, what if we have 25 people at a shop? I'm paying $3,000 for the day for labor for everybody just to have the day off because it's just, hey, at just me and you or just me and you and 5 guys, it's different than me, you, and 25 guys. When we have a shop and we're paying, $5,000 of labor for the day or whatever it is, you guys know what I'm saying? Like, we can't afford to just give everybody the day off. In fact, not only does everybody not get the day off, and I'm not saying
calls. Here's a phone.
Dude, we need to sell. Are you guys? Yeah, I'm thinking like, what are you talking about? We need to sell.
Some flyers.
Yeah, like you fiber flying, you fiber calling for Google reviews.
Yeah, go knock on some doors.
You guys are going to bid snow, and you five are working on maintenance and mechanic stuff, cleaning the trucks. Like, so I told Rob, and he totally gets it. It's not a disconnect in any way.
No.
But it's like, this is the mucky middle.
Of like, we're like, yes, it's okay right now, but it's not really okay, but it's definitely not okay in the future. Like,
right.
And it's...
I told him, I said, you just have to explain to the crew, and I can explain, you can explain, and I just want you to understand where we're coming from, why we can do this now, but just because it is now doesn't mean it always is or always will be, because things change, things evolve. It doesn't mean bad. It doesn't mean getting more out of something, necessarily. It just means like the company change. There's no other way to quantify it. Like things change.
It's hard because like you want to keep the company culture of like almost like not a ragtag team, but like there's such camaraderie right now, and the more commercialized your business gets,
systems and operations,
some of that
SOPs.
Personal touch gets taken out with your team.
Yeah, because like if we get a rain day, we could just go get chicken nuggets, French fries, get some hot dogs, get some Coney dogs.
Yeah, we used to go out and
now
buy everybody lunch. I'm like, well, now lunch is going to cost us like $500. It's just
totally.
It's a whole thing, and like we've had a few of these things come up where we're like,
a dozen.
about vehicles. Who's qualified to be able to take a vehicle?
Okay, talk about that for a minute.
Who's qualified to take equipment home?
We'll talk about it.
Like, we have Rob, who's been with us, not since the beginning, but I mean, since Brian's on maintenance, like 1.0, like re-up. And he takes a truck home. Our other guys are like, well, when I get my own crew, do I get to take my truck home? And we're like, geez,
no.
That's like 3 times the amount of wear and tear in our vehicles, the miles, the maintenance, the risk of having you guys on the road with a company vehicle and getting hit. Like, no, it's something we probably shouldn't have done, maybe necessarily with Rob, but he's grandfathered in where it is right now, and with this truck we currently have, I don't know what the future will look like, but...
And like, just for some extra examples, like, Rob's grandfathered in, and I've had to explain that to the guys and said, hey, like, sorry, not sorry, Rob has a different deal than you because of circumstances from the past. He's paid dues, he's been part of this thing. I'm not saying you won't get a truck to take home, but like the trucks are it's
a tool for our business. We can't have personal wear and tear on it.
But it's a privilege, not a right.
Yeah, and then same thing with like equipment. Like it's like, oh well, can I borrow a mower because mine broke down? Or
that's something else. Another one. Taking equipment home.
My dad's got this couple acres and it hasn't been cut in a while.
Hey, can I take a leaf blower home? Because all his own work commercial and my dad's is little whatever.
Where do you draw the line? Like it can't be okay with one person and not okay with the other. It can't be. You just have to have a broad brush stroke of no.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander in some regards. But there are sweetheart deals. There are special deals. There are golden parachutes, if people call it, whatever you want to call it. Taking equipment home was a huge one because one guy takes something home. I said no. Next guy wants to take something home. I said no. Next guy says, hey, can I take something home? I said, sure, fine. That guy forgot something that next Monday that we needed.
Yeah.
And I happened to be on the crew that day, and I said, dude, where's Zach? And he goes, dude, I totally forgot it home. I said, dude, I literally said, this is exactly why we don't do this. I love you. I'm sorry, but no more of this for anybody. I decreed. I just was like frustrated. I said, guys, I love you, but this is exactly why we don't do it. And again, it's like, what's the best way to say it? Like, dude, if you go to a ladies' club, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be guilty. How about never put yourself in the environment? Never put yourself in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, these stupid circumstances happen because we don't think ahead. We don't preventative maintenance. We don't see where it's going sometimes. And I've always said, you guys have heard me say, and Wayne Gretzky said a long time ago, why did he get the most goals in the NHL, whatever it was? Because he always skated to where the puck is going. And this is why you have to, like Liz said, imbue and train and educate and put this thought process into your guys now and preemptively. So when you do say, hey, here's how we're doing it, they don't go, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not how we always used to do it. Dude, no shit. But it's changing. Like the most recent example is Salt. I said, I'm not trying to do a punt fake on you guys. If you guys want to make more money, you guys want raises and promotions and bonuses, and we want to grow and get more equipment and trucks and a shop.
You guys want to have insurance. Like if you
insurance,
want all these,
401k.
like, different benefits and things, like we want to do that, but you have to provide more value to the company. Like
we all do.
Yeah, it's how life works. And
we can all write our own paycheck with this thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to make. You want to make $250,000? I will get you there. Bring in $1 million. I'll pay $250,000 out of that. I don't care.
And I don't know if everybody's this open. It's probably also the level we're at in business where we're very transparent with our guys. I don't think as the business grows that necessarily everybody in the business would be able to have this level of transparency.
I mean, I hope so. I
would hope so. I mean, it even translates into our parenting. Like, I never intend to be a top-down. You have to do this because I said so. I want my kids to understand why sharing is important. I want my kids to understand why we don't hit. Not because I didn't say it, because I said no, but why that isn't a good thing to do.
But this harkens back to, Liz, the whole statement people say, it's what's worse, training your employees and they leave versus training your employees, or not training your employees and they stay.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't be afraid to have conversations like this with your folks and say, hey, guys, this is how it works. This is how business works. This is how the macro conversation of everything we're doing here works. And I trust my guys, and I want to equip my guys, and I want to grow their skill sets, and I know they want to grow their skill sets. And I want them to, I don't want them to be at Brian Salt Maintenance for 4 years and then they go work at somebody else and say, well, what would you learn at your previous employer? Not much. He didn't tell us much. He just kept us in the dark. Like, I don't want to do that to them. And I'm not saying, like, they need to know every nuance of every jot and tittle thing that goes on, but
there used to be, like...
It's just more conversations like this. But let me just add really quick.
Yeah.
And that's why having bi-weekly team meetings for us has been a crucial part of our growth strategy, creating harmony and creating and keeping good company culture. That was feedback I got from the guys. They all wanted more communication. I said, bet, I love that. I need to communicate more. Shit, I got a lot of stuff to say. Shocker. And that's why I think this is a really, really good topic. By the way, sorry for all the background noise. We're going down what they call a dirt road in Michigan. I don't know if you guys have dirt roads where you guys live, but we're in the country over here. So go ahead.
I was going to say,
thanks for letting me finish that, Rand.
Yeah. Back in the day,
Back in my day.
There used to be a responsibility as an employer for your employees. Like, you used to want to have them have a better life because of you, not that it was like, they're not your slave. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for a lot of the guys who work as employees in our industry because I feel like they just get beat to shit.
They really do. They're not appreciated.
And their employers aren't doing anything to better their life or better their existence. And it's really sad, and it gives our industry a bad rap.
And that's the thing. We have some of the most hardest working, talented people. You guys listening in, all of your teams, like, actually believing in your folks that they could do better, be better, learn, grow, train, educate, pay it forward, and run a crew or a team or a company or a division.
And
they're awesome folks.
And they're like, why can't my trimmer guy can't make, 30, more than probably $30,000 to $40,000, $40,000 as a trimmer. It just sounds insane. Yes, your people should always be growing. That's why it's on you as a business owner to take that responsibility to grow your business, not because of your own family. Like, yes, that's a byproduct of it is to take care of your own family better and better, but also your guys. Like, you should be able to want to provide a company where somebody can move up at.
Right.
If you don't have plans for your company to grow and you're hiring somebody, you have to make that well known too, because they're investing their life and their time into your company, and with the expectation of, I'm not always going to be a trimmer guy. But if that's, like, I just don't understand that mindset.
Let me wrap up with this thought. What you're saying is so solid. Like, and I just love hearing your thoughts on all this. Here's one thing I want to really, really, really emphasize. That's Brett's house, by the way. Again, looks beautiful. It is paint. Looks great. One thing I want to emphasize and just really share with you guys, I think could really help a lot of you guys out. And think about this. You have a team of 5 guys. We have a team of 5 guys. Another company has a team of 5 guys. Like, macro, you would say, well, hey, we all got a team of 5 guys. But one guy has been putting 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the training and educating and giving thought process to that group of 5. The next guy, like Liz said, you just look at them as rank and file. They're warm bodies. Get the mulch done. Just mow grass. I'll replace you. I don't need you. The next guy, half trains. Some come, some go. He's got maybe 1 or 2 gang guys, but they just keep repeating and rinsing, and it's a revolving door with their company with labor. Which company is going to win long term? Which company has the better chance of going from 5 guys to 10? Well, they all do, but which company has the ability to grow, retain, and deliver on quality in this whole conversation? And what's the difference? There's a lot of different things. 1, skill set. 2, thought process. And when you have a team of 5 guys that can go to 10 to 20 really quick, and a lot of this fast growth in some of the companies that we watch on social media or YouTube. Some of it's just a mob mentality. But some, you want to look at this house again? Oh, Karen's house over here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Some are just a mob, and they literally just use what do they call it, the rotting carrot or something, sticking carrot. You know, it's either bonuses or threats. Yeah, carrots or threats. And like I don't want to be cajoled into bonuses my whole life, and I don't want to be beat out of fear of losing my job or income or something because I'm going to get beat if I don't do it the right way.
Right.
Like there's no buy-in, there's no autonomy, there's no self-reliance, like Liz said, with training your employees or teaching your kids. Like, well, don't do this because if you don't or do, mom or dad are going to spank your butt. Well, like that doesn't create
teach your kid anything.
That doesn't create your kid. Exactly. It doesn't teach your kid anything. They're not self-reliant. And it's parenting and it's training, it's parenting. It's all the same, like, guys. It's all the same macro conversation. Like, I want to teach Rob something so A, he gets it, but explain thought process so he can transfer that to the other guys. And so when he explains that to Mark, of course, you're going to have a little bit of the telephone game. It's going to get 85% of the dollar. That's why you have team meetings where you reinforce and you don't take anything for granted when you're trying to duplicate your efforts into an organization, right? That's why we have a team meeting to bring the whole group together so we're all on the same sheet of music. But what I want to do is teach Rob to teach, and then Rob can teach Mark. And then when Mark has a team of 2-3 guys doing a landscaping crew, those folks are on the same page because Mark is teaching and educating and training them. And again, this is a whole other conversation about leadership and why, you can't just have a foreman be good at getting the work done. He's got to learn how to start dealing and working with people and controlling the attitude on the crew. And he's got to create buy-in. And there's so much more. So people are like, oh, I got 5 companies or 5 people in my company. You got 5 people in your company, Floyd. So we're on the same, revenue goal. No, we're not, bro. I love you, but no, we're not. My company's already doing 1.2 million. I just got to backfill with some equipment and some customers because I know where my guys are at. We're not trying to do that this year. We're laying the mental foundation for my guys.
Our leaders.
Totally. And other people are like, well, yeah, I got 5 guys too. I'm like, dude, you got 5 guys doing $500,000. That's fun. That's cool. No, I'm not in competition with anybody. I don't care. I'm literally, that's not my point. If you're listening to this, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying you've got to spend time, not just getting the work done, but teaching, training, and educating. And that's where you have to be 3 steps ahead as a leader in front of your most leadered guy, right? Like my leadership capacity, I'm not saying I'm a 10 on a 1 to 10. I'm not saying I'm an 8. I'm not saying I'm anywhere, but I am 2-3 notches ahead as a leader and able to communicate, paint the dream, paint the vision of accountability and integrity and transparency with my guys 1 or 2 notches above where they're at. A period, case closed. Because I will always make sure that I read enough books, listen to enough things, have enough great things to say and share and can relate with where my guys are at to make sure that I can still earn the credibility of being their leader.
Right.
And that's the macro conversation. As Liz, that's why I always love having you on the show because I love and respect you as a leader, not just a lady sharing her feminine voice and her 2 cents on the podcast. It's not like that. By the way, there's literally a deer running away from us.
Deer down the road.
A little whitetail. Little deer. That's so cool. I love the wildlife fire property. It's literally what we always hope for. The other day we saw 20 turkeys.
We looked out the window.
4 deer.
There was turkey babies.
3
we
crane.
saw deer with deer babies, and we saw cranes with crane babies.
I was
all at the same time. Like, it was like looking out the window at a zoo. Our kids were fascinated.
I was fascinated. I was like, this is home.
It was really cool.
I was so thankful. So
thank you, by the way.
No. But I'm saying, like, that's why people are like, oh, you're Brian's wife. Are you retarded? If you talk to my wife like that, Liz is gonna smack you, let alone I'll smack you. Nobody would say that, but I'm just saying, like, oh, you're Brian's wife? Oh, you're the wife of Brian's Almanis? Are you kidding me? Liz could run this thing just as good as I could. I'll tell you that. And I really do mean that. Like, if I got smoked by a bus tomorrow, Bedell could take over my CRM until Rob could. You could know what to do by just keeping customers and renewing. And your leadership ability to keep the guys, like, they love you just as much as I love you. Like, you would run this thing.
They're afraid of me.
Well, yeah, you're a little bit more Rod.
For no reason.
You're HR. You're HR.
They call me HR. I don't know why.
Did you see the reel, the monkey, a couple weeks ago that went viral? I was on a reel.
Oh my gosh.
Whole, like, 80 reels
like
deep.
memes, but reels.
80 reels deep.
Oh, no.
It was
over
like,
and over and over again.
dude, like 2 weeks ago, that went
and it
mega
was funny
viral.
because I saw Sarah, my sister-in-law, and you have been apparently sending him to Adam, and then Adam got stuck on a roll because she's like, all I have heard is,
Oh
no.
But it was the one where it's like when they call a team meeting together for the company, and it's just you, your boss, and HR. Oh no! So it's so yeah, you are called HR in a company.
Why?
Because guys ask for
fired anybody.
No,
I've never
you
yelled
just
at anybody.
I don't know. You just handle it. I'm a people pleaser. You're a no bullshit kind of person, more so than I am. So when I'm like, guys are like, hey man, can I get it out? I'm like, well, let's talk about it, and most likely yes, but help me out. What let's work together. You're like, no, that's not the rule. And I'm like, Liz, like I get it. So I don't know, maybe it's my fault we don't have a $5 million company yet. Maybe you would have a $5 million.
That's probably right.
I don't know. Maybe you blow everybody out, so it's like.
I've never had
We've never
anybody
lost a
quit.
guy. We've never lost a guy ever to quitting or stupid stuff. They've always graduated and moved on. Like we don't have the biggest company. We've never hired the most amount of people, but people that work with us enjoy working with us.
Like us.
I feel like we do, and I don't know. I pay them. I feel pretty above average. I know I do. I will always make sure, and I've always told my guys, I'll always pay above average. We'll always outbeat inflation. We'll always outbeat cost of living. Everybody right now in the world is going broker because of inflation. Nobody wants to report on it. Look, 4 more deer. 2 adults, 3 babies. Or 1 adult, 3 babies. That's so wild. Right across from our house. But that comes with transparency. I'm telling the guys, hey, if you want to make more money, like the salt, hey, now you got started to do salt when you got hired in, or we never have, but now we need to. And we don't have to, but if you guys want X, Y, and Z, this is how we get it.
Right.
And it's just an interesting conversation. It's a fun time to have them. We're in the growth mode. I think it's very relatable. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to a half dozen of these topics. Taking equipment home, taking trucks home, overtime, productivity, working Saturdays, what we're getting into, why we're not doing certain things. Hey, you might have started and we did a lot of mowing, but now we're doing a lot more landscaping. What? Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm a mow guy. I'm a landscape guy. Like, dude, there's no titles like that.
Or even like we're talking about at the very beginning of this is like our guys are coming to help us with our home build, like random, odd job things here and there. And like we didn't hire them and say like, hey, by the way, part of your job description is
moving trim.
Yeah. So having that open communication and flexibility with your guys and really casting the vision and telling them where you're trying to go and having, I think most importantly, is having your dreams align with theirs and finding out where they're trying to go and why does one guy want insurance?
Right.
Why does that one guy want insurance?
What do you guys want?
Yeah.
We've always tried to be like that. I'm not saying we're great at it, but we've always said, what do you guys want?
But
of course. Yeah. That's where these team meetings come into play, and they've been super transparent for everybody. And I love it. And I love it. I'm very, very grateful. You guys, I'm like, anything you want, we're here for you. Let's keep going. So I feel like this has been one of the best episodes we've ever done on the podcast.
Started out so rough.
So very, very rough. Yeah. If you guys made it this far, you guys have been blessed by it, I hope.
Somebody's listening.
But like the conversations have changed. They have to. Mm-hmm. And by the way, again, what we did in the past is different than today. What we're doing today is going to be different in the future. And it has to change. And that's why I told my guys, it's wet paint around here. As long as everybody keeps a good attitude, doesn't have an ego or an unhealthy ego or develop a bad attitude, we'll all get wealthy together. I promise you that. I'll take care of you guys. It's not an issue. We'll all make good money. We'll all bless the community with our work, and we're all on the same team. But the minute somebody starts saying, well, I don't do this, or I'm not that, or you said this, or I can't, this is not what I'm like, dude, just if you believe in me and you believe in this thing, I will take us to the promised land. Right? That's all I'm trying to tell the guys.
I've been sold on that dream for Brian's just really good at spinning.
Maybe. You call it spinning the dream. I call it buying time. You can't make this stuff happen overnight.
Yeah.
But I told you, I said, if you stick with me, I promise you I'll get you the house, the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, the whatever you want. And some of that's just now starting to happen. Granted, it's taken a lot longer than I ever imagined. But we have the plan, work the plan. The plan hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. The plan for the company, it started to change. And because of that, I just want to make sure that if they got hired in for this size job or responsibility or vision, I'm not trying to get them to catch my vision. I'm just saying, here's where the vision is going. And here's where the company is going. Here's what I'm excited about. What part of this growth do you want?
Yeah.
What part do you want? I want to go to 5 million, but if you just don't want to run a crew, and I say just, but if you just want to run a crew and be a foreman and make 40, 50, 60 grand and run 2, 3, 4 guys, like, that's fine, dude. I will meet you there. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to stop growing to 5 million and I need an ops manager to manage 15 crews.
Right.
Right. Like I'm not going to put my dream and my vision on hold either. And there's a mature way you can do both.
Yeah. There's no reason you can't do both.
Yeah. They're not mutually exclusive, which is exciting. So very relatable podcast, I feel, for a lot of folks. I think I don't care if you're going from one guy to 2 or 2 to 10 or 10 to 100. I think this is all, oh my God, and 100 more examples like this. I'm sure we'll have 100 more examples like this. So it's just some of the stuff we're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's what I got. Appreciate you guys listening in, Liz. Awesome.
Hey, maybe we can do another show. We have to go back out on Friday. So.
Oh, let's do a couple more of these.
Yeah.
I love having you on.
Mm-hmm.
I love spending time with you. You're my best friend. Kind of had a 5-month lull with you being on the show even but once a quarter.
Just been so, even if we get the kids down in the RV, like if we do a show together, we wake them up because it's just such a.
And if you move in the damn camper, you rock left and right, the whole thing moves. It's got the stabilization jack or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
But like, come on, it's you start moving down a hallway. Folks, we literally live in 300 square feet.
It's so
maybe.
funny. We do a lot of like after dinner dancing with the kids just at the table, and Amazon has brought packages like during that time, and I have to imagine it from their perspective outside because you can hear the music because the walls are made of paper mache, and then the whole camper is just rocking. So I can only imagine what they're thinking.
Life is so ridiculous right now. Like I'm looking at my lawn, it looks like White Trashville.
We've got kids' toys. We've got our Traeger right outside of our camper.
You smoke a lot of food though.
We have Starlink like dish thing on the grass.
200-foot extension cord to the house for my 220, and then a 200 feet of water hose.
It's an interesting life.
You know what we can't buy? Last thing to say. You know what's going to be one of the greatest discoveries, one of the greatest lifestyle changes for us? 2 things.
A washer and dryer.
Okay, 3 things: washer and dryer, toilets.
Oh, normal
toilets with splash water in the inside and a bidet.
A full toilet bowl.
A full toilet bowl. Don't tell
baby,
me.
What luxury?
Don't tell me with a good time. And then number 3, Jesus, was cold water and ice.
I miss ice.
I know.
We don't have enough room for our food for the week in the freezer and ice.
There's no ice.
There's no ice. We haven't had ice for 9 months.
The water that we're drinking comes off the hose bib. Mm-hmm. It gets filtered. It goes through the house filter. It's on the hose bib is actually on a filtered line for now. We'll change that out later.
We have like the reverse osmosis thing for the countertop for the drinking water.
But,
the whole thing.
But it's not a cold water tap. It just comes out of the hose in the ground.
Yeah, whatever.
So the water is 50 degrees. So yeah, in the summer when the hose is baking, you got to run the hose for 90 seconds to get the water in the hose that's been baking out
from the ground
to even get like 40, 50 degree water. It's not cold water. There's no chiller is what I guess I'm trying to say. So it's absolutely ridiculous. The Oregon Trail.
It's amazing to me how adaptable humans can be.
Oh my God.
Like
from a company to a financial standpoint to us living conditions, we're dude, it's absolutely ridiculous. All right.
You gotta go because you gotta.
Yeah, I gotta go get lunch with Matt.
I gotta go get the kids down for nap.
Yep. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm just kidding. Actually, last quick call to action. Please get your Launchpreneur Academy tickets. You're gonna hear me talk about it every episode for 5 months. If we just got to 400, I'll stop talking about it. I'll make you get a deal.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. But seriously, we can't wait to have you guys there. 100 plus tickets already sold. More every day. Just a couple seats left since Jeff Joyner's masterclass.
Mastermind. It might already be. I don't know. I would check.
Sam Gamble sold out, and Mark Bradley. So I was going to say Mark's sold out, but a couple tickets left for Jeff's. Let's just fill that up. And I'd love to just text Jeff, dude, yours is sold out. Can't wait. You're going to have a private room, 20 people. It's going to be a banger. But get your tickets, and we can't wait to see you guys in Michigan November 2nd outside of Equip Expo.
We're going to do things a little differently this year. I don't know if you've already talked about this.
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did on a Monday show. You guys didn't hear the whole promo on our live event, so it's going to be really, really good.
Awesome.
All right, over now, guys. Have a great day. We'll catch up with you guys here on the next one.
Bye.
Unlock your business potential with the Know Your Numbers profitability and pricing calculator from the Lawntrepreneur Academy. Discover the secrets to a predictably profitable business. Learn how to recover overhead, calculate your man-hour rate, price lawns correctly, and budget for profit margins. Maximize your success with the best information and tools. Get the Know Your Numbers profitability and pricing calculator today at LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.